talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zola. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh, good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where?
Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Lights go low, the city goes high. Stories untold under moonlit skies. Brave lonely, got the vibe, got the flow for the culture. Yeah, you already know. Turn it up, lean back, feel the breeze. Late night truths drifting through the trees. It's for the culture, by the culture. Brave lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire. Headlines flip with a soulful twist. Behind the scenes where the magic sits. It's the heartbeat of the now and the then, where the story starts and never ends. Tune in, lean and feel the groove. Every moment, a vibe you can't lose. It's for the culture, by the culture. Brave lonely's got the soul to show ya. Breaking it down, lifting it higher. Feel the rhythm, spark the fire.
Well, hello. You, and you. Welcome into another edition of Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. Glad to have all you here in the building, y'all. We got a lot to get to, and we got a whole lot to talk about, rather than a whole lot to get through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 destinations for you all. Big Tigger, you know him from BT's Rap City, and also too, he did host 106 Park for a period in time, but the destination we want to talk about with him, man, it has DV in it, so trigger warning for everybody if you're still eating breakfast and everything in between. So yeah, we're going to get into that. He does work on the People Station B103 in Atlanta, but we'll get to that. Megan Thee Stallion was at the Tony Awards. She was a part of the opening number. We'll talk about that. Spyro, everybody's favorite purple dragon. That was one of my favorite games back in the day. Well, there's a new Spyro game coming out. We'll get into that. Yes, indeed. By the way, shout out to Summer's Games Fest. By the way, just to let y'all know, Summer's Game Fest only exists because E3 is not around. If E3 was around, Summer Game Fest would be dead. Just so y'all know. Tiffany Simmons is doing something really big for the world of law. We'll talk about that. Tubi, y'all, Tubi's a media company at this point with over 100 million monthly active users. Okay. You know, they did a deal with Kev on stage. We talked about that, but wait till you hear these next two moves that they are doing. Very, very big stuff. iHeartMedia and SiriusXM, will they actually merge? We talked about that here on the show. Got an update for you all on that. Airbnb wants to get into the creator economy, but what if I told you that they've been building towards that? I got evidence, as I usually do. And then Child 47. He walked out of an interview with Kristen Welker. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to ever hear that kids are bad. I don't want to ever hear adults are bad. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody else, okay? Because y'all remember when he said he could pound somebody in the middle of Fifth Avenue and still get away with it? I remember my mom saying, Bray, you can be better than the president. I'm like, I shouldn't have to be. We should have a competent president in the White House. I love my mama very much. I do. So with that being said, let's get to it because higher is waiting. Low is available. But either way, we got to go on tour. Shout out to the three people here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And one thing to know, two things for sure. Over here on this channel, a lot happens early. Roll it.
It's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early.
I'm Harry Smith.
I'm Julie Chen. I'm Maggie Rodriguez.
Morning everywhere. Come on, get up.
I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Dave Price.
And it's a little early for this.
Right now, this it's a new morning for America's family. Sun's coming up, so make it all that it can be. You know a lot happens early. Every day's good when you started it out right. But whatever you in the daylight, and a lot happens early. Can you feel it? And I say,
Good morning, everybody.
Are you girls ready for the Jonas Brothers?
We have an early show exclusive. Yes.
A lot happens early.
A lot happens
Early.
The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.
It's a new morning.
Yes, it is a new morning. Julie Chen, Moon Vincent, Russ Mitchell, Dave Price here, Smith, and Maggie Rodriguez. You're absolutely right with this channel right here. A lot happens early. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully all is well for each and every single one of you. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do. We have 8 destined. Hang on, wait. I'm trying to get all the fingers in there. It's cut off. So that's 5. That's 8. 8 destinations for y'all. We're going to start off with Big Tigger. Oh, man, there's nothing bouncerific of fun about this right here, y'all. And yes, I just pulled a Tigger on Big Tigger. Don't at me, okay? All right, let's get into some things here. So, we'll kick it off with the Jasmine brand here. Everything we know about the DV allegations against Big Tigger. So, this is Alicia Brown. Trigger warning for everybody. Now, she shared this to social media, right? And she got stitches near her eye and wrote, someone asked my husband why my face happened, right? And sorry, showing me. I didn't know that this was going to be up here. Okay, here we go.
Upstairs in her room. Well, she was sleeping in her room, but we all know that is not happening. And Big Son's is upstairs in his room. Of course, he doesn't go anywhere else. It's upstairs in her room. Well, she was sleeping in her room, but we all know that is not happening. And Big Son's is upstairs in his room. Of course, he doesn't go anywhere else. It's upstairs in her room. Well, she was sleeping in her room, but we all know that is not happening. And Big Son's is upstairs in his room. Of course, he doesn't go anywhere else. It's upstairs in her room. Well, she was sleeping in her room, but we all know that is not happening. And Big Son's is upstairs in his room. Of course, he doesn't go anywhere else.
When your friends call for the kids and not you, here's a global update. So I'm assuming that this had to do with their kids, right? So with that being said, let's go to Media Takeout now and fill you in with everything. Okay. For MediaTakeout.com, like I said, Big Tigger's wife accuses him of abuse and that he's cheating with his radio co-host. Okay. This is all alleged. All right, here we go. Big Tigger's baby mother, Alicia Brown, drops distressing, tearful videos exposing shocking injuries and accuses radio legend of workplace infidelity. An absolutely catastrophic, deeply horrifying domestic scandal has officially exploded right out of the Atlanta radio landscape, leaving the entire city in a state of pure paralyzed shock. Cybersecurity expert, or Cyber Bay as she is known, Alicia Brown, the longtime partner and mother to legendary media personality Big Tigger, Darian Morgan's son, completely set the internet on fire this week after taking to her personal social media platforms to unleash a series of highly emotional, distressing videos and photographs. While the general public has long viewed Big Tigger as the pristine, untouchable, veteran voice of the World's 3's Big Tigger morning show, like I said, he was on Rap City, on BET, and he did host 106 & Park, and he's been in the media game for a very long time. Alicia completely ripped the veil off of their private life. In the tear-soaked frantic footage uploaded to her timeline, Alicia directly exposed a series of highly visible, shocking physical injuries to her body, while blasting the radio host for devastating systematic issues within their relationship. While local commentators are scrambling for confirmation, fans across the country are heavily squinting at the radio icon as the disturbing allegations continue to gain terrifying traction. Now, I don't know if Michelle A.T. Alien is in the radio spaces of Atlanta. I know she's in the housewife spaces of Atlanta, but I don't know if she's in the radio spaces. But Michelle A.T. will probably know a lot more than most. So you can see this is from Unwind with Tasha K. Shout out to her. Here we go. That's not playing. So that is that there. So apparently, I think Tasha K tried to delete the wife's name. I guess out of respect. Tasha K respects people. Said nobody ever ask about that Cardi B lawsuit that you got paid. Speaking of that, let's take a little break to see where she is in the fundraising. Because you know she's like, I'm gonna give myself 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. $15,723. Child, 524 donations. Ooh, Lord, you ain't that big as you thought, did you? Moving on, back to this. Okay, all right, just wanted to bring that up. Now, visible traumas and tearful disclosures on the timeline. The graphic nature of the content Alicia shared has sent immediate shockwaves throughout the community. Looking thoroughly distraught, exhausted, and visibly broken down, Alicia panned the camera to document clear, undeniable physical trauma. While she explicitly stopped short of spelling out the exact physical mechanics of what caused the wounds, she heavily connected the presence of her injuries directly to a sequence of dark, volatile events that recently went down behind closed doors in her relationship with Tigger. Friends and cybersecurity colleagues immediately flooded her comments in a state of absolute panic, begging her to find a safe house and urging local authorities to open an immediate welfare check. Honey, seeing a highly educated corporate tech professional completely reduced to tears while showing off bodily injuries is an incredibly dark reality that nobody can easily look away from. Now, Francesca Amaker, right? She's been in the game for a very long time. She was on 11 Alive when they were retouring their local morning show, and she did all the entertainment stuff. Also, she has had other gigs as well. And so, right here, Cool Girl KJ13 says, agreed. The page was made this month. If not today, there's no telling. This person seems very upset. It feels necessary to go on a smear campaign, rather. So I'm guessing they're saying that Cyberbay or whoever, I think it's Cyberbay, did a smear campaign, allegedly. Don't know if that's the case, but hey, listen. So, and here's the thing: some people really don't have social media. You know what I mean? So maybe they finally want to be on social media because they want to expand their territory for social capital. Maybe they got a deal that requires them to be on social media, or maybe they just are trying to figure out how to utilize that as a way to stay connected with friends and family. So to Morgan London _ if you don't know the facts, don't be Milagograms and don't be a Tasha K. Okay, you don't want to be that. All right, moving on. LaKinney, LA Kenny 75 rather in Big Ticket Morning Show. He is my husband. Actually, he asked me to respond to you. Wait, Big Tigger asked you to respond to a commenter? Yes, we are getting divorced over his relationship with Francesca, but it was not your place to tell everyone. However, I do thank you for confirming what I already knew. Can you DM me, please? So this is his new co-host, right? So V103 has been through a lot of rotating co-hosts. I think the longest running duo was Frank Ski and Wanda, if everybody remembers. The shout out to the Forever 21s and Lane Bryant roasting Williams and Wanda Smith, right? Then of course Big Tigger came in. I believe there was Shamia. There was another brother and sister there. So they don't really rotate too often, but they've been trying to find this groove for Big Tigger because Atlanta is one of the top media markets in the country, and as y'all know, Black people are the primary target demographic there, and so of course, they want a Black morning show. The thing is, whenever you have a situation of this magnitude, it's one thing for it to hit like a hospital or a law firm, right? Because those are industries where the prestige, is at a greater scale because of the work that you do. But radio is 4 to 5 hours a day. You're spending time with these people. You're calling into the show if you can call in. You're seeing these people at community events. You're sometimes seeing them at your grocery store. So like radio has always been that immediate, has always been that platform of connection, more so than television. Because with television, right, like Steve Harvey, for example, he tapes 185 episodes, 200 episodes of Family Feud in 6 to 8, right? You're not going to see him on the same streets that you and I are on, right? So that's why radio is more intimate of a platform than television. But with all that being said, let's get to this here. The workplace betrayal, accusing Tigger of stepping out with his new co-host, as if the fiscal implications weren't already entirely too much to process. Alicia blew the lid clean off Tigger's professional life by alleging, okay, this is her, not me, okay, a highly toxic, messy workplace affair. Alicia boldly claimed that the veteran host has been actively involved with his brand new on-air female co-host, Francesca Amaker. this is Francesca Amaker right here. So they did a live show on June 3rd, right? So they do have live events from time to time. Sometimes they'll do. Well, here's the thing. I can't remember when somebody did like a live broadcast of their radio show out in public. I cannot remember the last time that has happened. I remember the Steve Harvey Morning Show used to do that, the Steve Harvey Neighborhood Awards, and when they did, live broadcasts from the Essence Festival of Culture, right? But that hasn't happened in a long time. But I'm guessing this might have been a live broadcast, or this might have been like a separate event, right? The timing of this messy accusation is an absolute public relations nightmare for the network, for the station, more of a radio station than a television network, or television station rather. V103 just aggressively rolled out a massive, highly publicized morning show restructuring, officially installed Francesca, an Emmy-winning former television reporter and native Atlantean, directly in the co-host chair right alongside Tigger. Francesca proudly boasted during their press runs that she and Tigger possessed an organic, elevated chemistry, but according to Alicia's explosive claims that chemistry wasn't just professional, Alicia indicated that the brewing workplace entanglement. Of course, we got Jay Pinkett Smith in here with entanglement, my lord, completely poisoned the sanctuary of their household, ultimately pushing their domestic dynamic past a violent breaking point. So here are these two here. The marriage question, untangling the legality of their unions. The sudden chaotic unraveling of their home life has left casual fans intensely confused, regarding the couple's true legal status, while many local industry circles, routinely referred to Alicia as Tigger's wife due to their shared luxury home, public family outings, and high-profile lifestyle. Close sources whispered that it remains highly unclear whether to ever actually sign an official state marriage certificate. So we got another Yandy and Mendici situation, like y'all live together but y'all not married. What is 100% factual, however, is that the two share a beautiful young toddler son together, whom they welcomed after years of trying to expand their family. Tigger famously wept tears at dawn radio when his son was born, proclaiming it is the greatest achievement of his entire life. But as for horrific details of this domestic fog continue to spill across the internet, critics are pointing out that child safety and mother's well-being matter indefinitely more than a radio legacy. Tigger has currently locked down his social media comment section into absolute oblivion, refusing to offer a single word of defense, as to say demands real accountability. So, what do I think about this destination? Well, first of all, I mean, Big Tigger, he always has seemed to me very even keel, right? And if this did happen, right, because I wasn't there, you wasn't there, we weren't there as a culture. If this happened, Big Tigger should be fired from V103. And he should be fired from the industry, right? And I know that that's very harsh to say, but no, bro, you can't beat up on your wife. You can't. Just like a woman should be able to beat up on her husband. Okay? Fair is fair. We don't want children to be abused. We don't want babies to be abused. Men and women should not be abused either, right? Now, of course, we do know that there are some women who do lie about being raped and everything in between, and those women deserve to be punished just like those men deserve to be punished as well for lying on women, right? I think the biggest thing to me is, because Francesca is so new in this job, like, how long has this been going on? Because they recently just announced, Francesca as the new co-host. It hasn't even been a couple of months since she's been the new co-host. And I don't know how V103 is handling it. I don't know if Tigger is still going on the air every day. I don't know if Francesca's going on there every day. I mean, of course, they probably still are, because in the world radio, advertisers pay for ad time. So you got to keep the business going, unless there is somebody, taking over the morning show, and then Francesca and Big Tigger are on leave until investigation happens. I feel sad for the wife. I feel sad for their son. Like I said, we gotta wait for all the facts to come out. But those pictures and that video that we saw of her having, stitches in her close to her eye, and this situation is just very heavy. It's tragic, and also too, it's just beyond the pale of disrespectfulness rather of being up on women. So I'll keep you updated with what's going on, but I wanted to bring that to you all there. Let me see if there's anything else here. So let's look at this here real quick. As speculation grew, this is from Jasmine, right? As speculation grew, Amaka rather seemingly addressed the rumors where he posted a message about hearing an untrue rumor and not knowing how to defend herself. Brown has also continued posting on social media since making the allegations, while Big Tigger still appears to follow her on Instagram. At this time, neither Big Tigger or Amaka has directly addressed Brown's allegations. No police report, arrest, criminal charges, restraining order, or lawsuit connected to the claims has been publicly identified. As a publication, the abuse and infidelity allegations remain unverified claims. What's the anything else? Yeah, okay. And also, too, apparently screenshots and recordings of the post continue to circulate online. And even though Alicia Brown did take it down, we all know once you put it up, somebody's going to clip it, somebody's going to screen record it, whatever. I'm confused. So he didn't beat her, and this is AI or something like that. These slides make no sense. The way I'll be tuning in tomorrow on V103, but I don't see no tears. Is giving Brandy from Thin Line. Wait a minute, Big Tigger is married since when? I had no idea. I'm confused. I'm wrong, but it's giving Fatal Attraction vibes. DV is nothing to play around with. It's not. I am Bay, and by the way, beautiful face card there. Prayers up. Just posted stuff with no info. Messy. Not technically. I am Keeza Moan. This is a actual story, right? So they're posting what so the Jasmine brand and me, everybody's posting what they have at the time, right? We're not trying to be Malogograms or Tasha K or Nosy Ho or AL or any man that has moved in AL energy. We're not trying to be them. So we're waiting for everything to come out. But her day is still missing. SMA, she needs to be looking for her. Kind of confused on that comment there. So wait, it's a her. I thought he was a trade. Ain't nothing player about being a woman. Ain't nothing alpha about terrifying somebody who trusted you. Ain't nothing masculine about using your hands to hurt someone you were supposed to protect. As a culture, we need to stop giving abusive men hiding places. No more. That's their relationship. No more. He just lost control. No more. But he's a good man. Good men don't beat women, period. DV is not a private issue when bruises, fear, trauma, and broken spirits are the outcome. It's a community issue. It's a family issue. It's a cultural issue, rather. It needs to come real consequences. If you put your hands on a woman, you should lose access to the rooms, platforms, friendships, opportunities, respect you thought you were entitled to. Because real men do not abuse women. Real men do not abuse women. Weak men do. And I will be the 67th person to like that comment, because I think that's the best one that sums all this up. All right, let's continue on. We do have more Brilliance Virtual Tour live coming up right from this space right here, right now. Shout out to rollingout.com, celebrating 25 years on to the next 25 years. What Pink and Megan Thee Stallion pulled off at the Tony Awards. Pink's Tony Awards hosting Pink's Tony Awards hosting Baby Brown was anything but traditional. So as you guys know, Zittler was played by Megan Thee Stallion, so she came back for the opening number. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. I gave my take on Megan. I did not like, let me say this on the big screen because I want everybody to hear me. I personally did not like the fact that Megan Thee Stallion cheated her fans out of all those other shows, because she was actually supposed to leave close to the end of May, I believe. And I guess she was going through a lot, right? She had exhaustion. She's human, right? I get that she broke up with Clay, but when fans are taking time, energy, money, a commitment, and what have you to come see you, I don't think people really understand that in this thing called life, your dream has a 1% chance to happen. There's a 99.9% chance that your dream will not come true. But somehow, for the 1%, your dream does come true. If it does, you hold on to that motherfucker and you ride that thing out until the wheels fall off. You understand? So I thought it was rude, tacky, and disrespectful for Megan not to finish out those shows for the fans. Now, I don't mean I hate Megan, right? I think Megan will be an EGOT winner, but the reason why I am not liking that decision is not just because of what I just said, but because Moulin Rouge is going to be done on Broadway for good. It's not coming back, right? So I know the cast was very supportive. I know the staff and crew were very supportive, but it would be understandable if it was a show that was still going to be on Broadway and then you left because you needed to get yourself together. Understandable. But when it is a Broadway show that is ending for good, the least you can do is ride it out until the end, right? So that's just my take. But I still love Megan Thee Stallion, right? And like I said before, we can have an opinion, but not be like a Malago Grams or Tasha K or AL or any man that has done anything of that nature to a celebrity, right? So let's just keep it a buck. We can have our opinions of somebody and not like something that they do, but we don't gotta be an asshole about it. Okay, all right, moving on. Now back to this here. All right, Pink wasted no time hosting the Tony Awards on Sunday. She launched a ceremony for parody of Lady Marmalade, the 2001 hit originally recorded with Lil' Kim and Christina Aguilera from Moulin Rouge, retail as leading Lady Marmalade. The number gave a nod to Broadway's biggest stars, while Megan Thee Stallion stepped in to rework the rap originally delivered by Kim. And she said, I don't know these guys. These guys were just holding some cake. I'm like, child, be lucky it wasn't me because I would have been eating the cake. Pink is like, wait, where's Megan? Braylon! I'm so... She looked like a strawberry cake with buttercream icing all over her. What was I supposed to do, Pink? Hell, you can do aerial stuff and Megan's blessed just to exist. What you want me to do? Moving on. Lee Michelle, not among this year's nominees, appeared to take on Christina's signature high note and showed that she wasn't there for the awards. The crowd ate it up. June Squibb, still to sing the night's most unexpected moment, came from June Squibb, the oldest acting nominee in Tony Awards history, nominated for Best Featured Actress in a Play. Squibb was the front row when production pulled her in for a brief cameo, set to the melody of Moko Chaka. Yeah, she delivered a quick, sharp line about every role she has played. It landed perfectly. Pink set the tone early before the show. Pink made her intentions clear. She told Broadway.com her only condition for hosting was for freedom to make fun of herself the moment she hit the stage. She wanted the night to feel like a celebration, full of fun and free of pretension. Pretension, that came through from the first number to the last. A Chicago tribute. Later in the broadcast, Pink led a tribute to Chicago, marking 30 years on Broadway. She was joined by Queen Latifah, Whitney Levitt, Dylan Mullaney, Alex Newell, and Julianne Hough for a melody that included When You're Good to Mama, Cell Block Tango, and all that jazz. By the way, I think John Lithgow won for the oldest person ever to win the Tony Awards. John Lithgow was a legend. I mean, the most iconic line from any animated film is, "Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make." Shout out to Shrek. By the way, I hope Shrek 5 comes out good because I really want Shrek 5 to come out good. Because I do think that will be a huge plus for the Universal parks, right? By the way, speaking of theme parks and stuff, I got a lot for y'all today. Because as I was getting ready for the tour, I saw some news that humbled me. And I'm like, oh my God. This company is asinine, as a 10, as 11, as 12, as 13. But we'll get to that on Tuesday, okay? Then we finally ended with Lamar Odom Jr. closes with Heart, the in the memoriam segment gave the evening's most emotional beat. Leslie Owen performed "Without You" from Rent as Slasher R, Diane Keane, Robert Redford, Robert Duvall, and others. The tribute closed with a quote from Rent director Jonathan Lawson: "Forgive, regret, or life is yours to miss. No other road, no other way, no day but today." So that is what you need to know about the Tony Awards. Congratulations to all the winners and even the nominees. Just to be nominated is something. Like when you get Emmy nominated, Grammy nominated, Oscar nominated, Tony nominated, like you do go up some ranks, okay? So, yes, indeed. I do believe Megan Thee Stallion will be an EGOT winner. I wish she could have been an EGOT winner with Moulin Rouge, for best guest appearance, but such is life, you know what I mean? But hey, she's got a lifetime to go. All right, more Brandon News Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here and right now from Variety.com, everybody. Here we go. New Spyro game complete with franchise's first Dragon Flight feature set for spring of 2027. So next year, I know. And there is Spyro. Look at that. Look at the dimensions of it. Spyro's eyes and the scales. Oh my God. They did their good show with this. Okay. Here we go. The first new Spyro game in nearly 2 decades released next spring from developer Toys for Bob in collaboration with Microsoft's Activision. Tom Kenny, the original voice of Spyro, will be reprising his role as the iconic purple dragon for the project. Tile Spyro, a real beyond, is described as a completely original adventure featuring a brand new world, expanded exploration, and new gameplay that evolve the classic experience in exciting new ways. Per Toys for Bob, the studio behind Spyro, Reignite Trilogy, and Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. By the way, shout out to Rayman. I think there was a new version of Rayman in terms of a new Rayman video game, and it looked very good, by the way. Just wanted to give a shout out to Rayman as well. And Frogger as well. I think the last time I played Frogger was on Xbox, like the original Xbox. So, but anyway. Built to welcome a new generation while giving longtime fans something entirely fresh, Spyro A Realm Beyond invites players to explore, discover, and take flight like never before. That's right, not gliding, now limited set of flight levels, true dragon flights. Oh, wow. While Toys for Bob Associate Creative Director Lou Dirt says the team is not talking specific narrative features just yet, he did tease how the inspiration from the original games led to the Dragonflight feature. One of the things that we love to do when working on a franchise, be it Crash Bandicoot or Spyro, is we dive headfirst and figure out what makes that franchise, that character tick, stuttered, told, variety. We play the heck out of all the games. We evaluate what resonates with fans. We evaluate what resonates with us. And for us, it's about managing that tone. It's about managing that personality and making sure that's preserved. It's about finding that whimsy and that fun and also those gameplay things that we want to amplify. He continued, that's why we've been focused. That's been the focus for Beyond, rather. And that's why we landed on Dragonplay. We figured, hey, all of these are disparate elements, and we want to be able to unify that into the base core kit of our playable character. And then from there, what does that actually mean? And how do we then amplify that into the gameplay? The Toys for Bob team has been mum on the new Spyro game for years, even though through its spinoff from Microsoft's Activision, which is still partnered with to publish Spyro A Realm Beyond in 2024. They have been quietly listening and gathering fan feedback. One of the things that we love about Spyro in this franchise is the fan base is very vocal about what they love. Toys for Bob Chief Creative Officer Studio Head Paul Yan said, excuse me. Every year they are very committed to being vocal about wanting a new tile. So that's another part of the excitement. Finally being able to confirm to them that yes, we hear you, but we are paying attention to especially during the Reignite trilogy, is what are the qualities that players love about this. Dragonflight is a great additive into that to take things to the next level. Watch the trailer for Spyro Realm Beyond, which was unveiled during the Xbox Game Showcase Sunday. The video below. All right, y'all. I have not seen this. This is my first time watching it with all of you. Here we go. Let's get it. Whoa, what is that? Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh my God! Oh, flight, baby. Oh, boy. Look at this. Oh, flight. Oh, my God. Oh, that looks so motherfucking good. This is why we need E3. Fuck Summer's Games Fest. Fuck Summer's Game Fest. Fuck Summer's Game Fest. And listen, I know the guy. What's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? I guess I need to bring it. I need to bring his name up. And this is no disrespect to him. No disrespect to him at all. And this is the same guy that hosts the Game Awards. Jeff Kingley, right? I'm sorry for butchering your name. Brother, I love you. Thank you for what you've done for the video game industry. But E3 needs to come back. The only reason why Summer's Game Fest is around, because there's no E3. If E3 was still here, they would have evolved it. Summer's Game Fest would not exist. Just know that. Okay, that's the only reason why you got a job. Now, before y'all say, well, Brandon, he's a video game journalist. He's actually knowing you're not. Here's the thing. Neither are you. Shut up. Okay, know your role, stay in your place, and drive your speed limit. This is a conversation between lovers of games. Not saying he's not a video game girl. Not saying he doesn't have career. Not saying that the Game Awards don't matter. Not saying that. Glad Summer's Game Fest is around, but come on, y'all. We all know E3 was the shit. Come on now. What we doing here? What we talking about? Are you out your mind? Moving on. Okay. I can see them. Yes, put Braylon Lee's picture at the front door. You're not allowed it. I'm like, I'm sorry. I got told by NBC Universal that we had to be here. And believe me, I don't want to be here either. I'd rather be at E3, but this is what it is. Speaking of that, I want to bring up something real quick. Because there was just a picture recently. So right here. We were delighted to welcome ESA member, Nintendo of America's president and chief operating officer, Devin Pritchard, to ESAQ last week. The visit included a great discussion on our current work and upcoming priorities, along with time spent meeting with the ESA team and touring our DC office space. We value opportunities to work together to connect. We value opportunities like this to connect face-to-face with leaders, our member companies, as we work together to support the future of the video game industry. So those two right there met, and a lot of people were like, wait a minute, Nintendo going to bring back E3 now? That's not confirmed, but just E3 needs to be back. I mean, the way that, if y'all will indulge me in my geekiness for a minute, when I watched the G4 network and they were live on the convention floor of E3, like they would showcase the whole presentation live on TV, and then right after that, they would be on the convention floor talking to the game developers, talking to the designers, talking to everybody about the announcements. And during the interviews, they actually got exclusive info that you could not get anywhere else. So like G4 was the place, not to mention too, they broadcasted Comic-Con, they covered the CES Consumer Electronics Show. So G4 is one of those networks where it's like, it should be on TV. There's so much nerdom news to talk about. And I think that's why I do cover theme parks. I think that's why I do cover video games. I think that's why the channel is the way that is. Like, sure, we cover media, entertainment, pop culture, in a great fashion. But when we get to talk about video games and theme park news and commerce, that is you guys getting to see the creative side of me when it comes to business. And G4 and E3 should still be here. It should. I'm not saying if I was in charge that it would be the greatest thing of all time, but hello, have I ever missed in my media commentary? No, I have not. Moving on. So, with that being said, let's continue on here. Like I said, no disrespect to Jeff and the great Video Game Awards and great Summer Game Fest, but without E3 being here, that's why that exists. Okay, let's move on. So, this sister right here from Black Enterprise Magazine, from Black Enterprise Magazine, BlackEnterprise.com. This is right here, gorgeous sister. Love the face card. This Black attorney is building a lawyer museum in Atlanta and is documenting the journey in real time. Attorney Tiffany Simmons is widely known as the Plug's lawyer. Originally published on BlackNews.com. Shout out to BlackNews.com. We love them very much. Attorney, entrepreneur, and cultural strategist Tiffany Simmons, Esquire, widely known as the Plug's lawyer, is entering a new era of institution building following official recognition from the Atlanta City Council for her contributions to law, culture, philanthropy, and community impact. The official proclamation issued May 1st formally acknowledges Simmons' vision to establish the Lawyer Museum, a permanent world-class institution in Atlanta dedicated to preserving, documenting, and elevating the legacy of Black attorneys and their contributions to justice in America. Absolutely amazing. Simmons has spent more than 16 years building influence across law, media, publishing, philanthropy, and cultural programming without institutional backing or traditional gatekeepers. Through Simmons Law, LLC, and media platforms, including Hood Court. Oh my God. I can only imagine the episodes. She has become known for merging legal authority with cultural conversation in ways that reach beyond the courtroom. Now that work is evolving into something larger, a public movement centered around preserving legal history, creating cultural experiences, and building permanent institutions designed to outlive her. This is bigger than a museum, Simmons said. This is about documenting history while we are still living it, rather. I was about to say, or still alive to create it. Preserving the brilliance of Black attorneys and creating a permanent space where culture, justice, education, and legacy meet. The proclamation specifically recognizes Simmons' leadership, in advancing the Lawyer Museum initiative, while also acknowledging her impact through civil engagement, philanthropy, mentorship, and cultural leadership throughout the city of Atlanta. Throughout spring and summer 2026, select public experiences hosted by the Plug's Lawyer brand will support fundraising efforts toward the permanent home of the Lawyer Museum in Atlanta. So this is already passed, but this was one of the experiences. Champions Coachella. I'm surprised she didn't get a suit from the Coachella organization, because I remember when DJ Envy tried to do Coachella, he got some paperwork from the Coachella people. But continuing on, the May 1st, 2026 premier fundraiser brought together leaders across law, media, philanthropy, and the arts. Ricky for Youth, a Mother's Day wellness initiative focused on healing, mindfulness, emotional wellness for young people. Paddles and Pours, June 21st, so this is coming up, a June 21st, 2026 cultural summer experience in Atlanta, blending music, community, wellness, and philanthropy. Simmons is also documenting the road to open the Lawyer Museum in real time, a journey expected to serve as the foundation for a future documentary project centered on law, power, culture, resilience, and legacy building in modern America. The Lawyer Museum is projected to open its permanent Atlanta location by December 2026. Oh, she's talking this year. Oh, okay. Go for it, prosper, and multiply. Tiffany Simmons is an Atlanta-based trial attorney, founder, media personality, entrepreneur, and cultural strategist. Known as the Plugs lawyer, she is the founder of Simmons Law LLC, creator of Hood Court, and the visionary behind the Lawyer Museum Initiative. In May 2026, Atlanta State Council officially recognized Simmons for her contributions to law, culture, philanthropy, and community impact. Learn more at theplugslawyer.com. So, first of all, what do I think about this destination? First of all, it's been long overdue. I think the way that Ida B. Wells recorded what happened with us being hanged from trees to Daisy Bates and what she did with the newspaper in Little Rock, Arkansas, and covering the people that defended us, right, to clear our names. I think a museum is a beautiful tribute to the past. It's a beautiful tribute to, recognize what's happening now. And it's a great time capsule to showcase the future that, hey, guess what? We do have power. Amen. Amen there. So here she is here. $160 million verge earner. Come on. That is amazing. So she is a reoccurring legal voice on TV One's Fatal Attraction, and for my man, Court TV, Law Crime Network, News Nation Live, the Rio, and regional news outlets. And also, too, in December 2022, Simmons originated a wrongful death mass powering case that resulted in a landmark $160 billion jury verdict after strategically partnering with national trial firm Beasley Allen. Go right ahead. I'm not mad at you. So, of course, she's got legal services. So, 2-hour consultation, $3,000. Criminal defense representation, 24-hour services start at $20,000. Misdemeanor representation services start at $10,000. Traffic court, $250 to $1,000. Wrongful death and personal injury varies per service. Business and entertainment law varies per service. Hourly service, $800 per hour. Estate planning varies per service. And then right here, color outside the lines. This is a wellness course for $10,000 for 2 hours. And then right here, speaking of engagement compensation package. So she's got some stuff. And of course, she's got products there. And then I guess her YouTube channel would have the Hood Court, I guess. Okay, right here. So here is Hood Court. So I'm guessing who set Yundolf up. So I'm guessing this is just her taking. Now I thought Hood Court was like, an actual courtroom show, but it looks like Hood Court is just basically taking real life cases and just giving it, just a little personality. I'm guessing that that's what that is. So we'll just go to hoodcourt.com and see what this is about. Urban courtroom cultural accountability verdicts delivered. So she launched this on she launched it 2020 on Instagram Live, 250,000 peak live viewers per show, transitioned to produce YouTube episodes, trademark brand, and she is looking for a bailiff, right? Black female, preferred commanding presence, comfortable on camera. Child, can I be the bailiffs? Can I be a part of the bailiffs cavalry? I'll make sure that the fit is, ironed. You know what I mean? I'll give her compliments. Like I'm available to work. Damn it. Oh my God. So case file, facts established, risk analysis, verdict delivered. So presiding Judge Tiff. So 15,000 monthly views, 3,400 accounts reached, 74% plus U.S. audience. Creating 2020, refined in 2026, format protected, licensed content framework. Streaming, podcast adaptation, university licensing, courtroom educational tool, international adaptation. So average watch time, 18 minutes. Engagement spikes 4.7 times. Common conversion rate 13%, and your email list growth 225%. So let's see if we can watch this theory here. That'll just takes us back to the YouTube channel. So I'm confused here. I'm trying to find. Okay, so here's an example, y'all.
Right. All right. So let me say this or ask the question, because again, you're telling us how you got to know Formula 22. Now, you knew each other in college. Did you date then and break up, or were you dating off? Because you just said ex. I'm sure you may have.
So I'm guessing, like I said, she brings people on, and using her law experience, she's able to make verdicts. I'm guessing that's the format there. But congratulations to her, though. Any black woman making it do what it do in our community for the good, I will always support that for sure. All right, y'all. So we gotta talk about Yes, we do. We do have to talk about some Tubi here. Here we go from CoreCuttersNews.com. Here we go, everybody. Tubi's push into creator content continues by turning YouTube hits into streaming exclusives here. Here we go. Tubi is making it clear that it just wants to be more than just a place to watch free movies and TV shows. Over the past several weeks, the free ad-supported streaming service has expanded its lineup with new live channels, video podcasts, and creator-led programming. It's also now bringing one of YouTube's most popular automotive series to a wider streaming audience. The latest example is High Low, the flagship series from Donut Media, which recently debuted an exclusive new season on Tubi. The move highlights a growing trend in streaming platforms look beyond traditional television and toward creators with massive built-in audiences. Donut Media's popular series High Low series finds a new home. Donut Media announced the new season of High Low is now streaming exclusively on Tubi. The 6-episode season titled High Low 5K Civic versus 50,000 Civic follows the familiar formula that helped make the series a hit on YouTube. The Donut crew takes two Honda Civics, modifies them using dramatically different budgets, one with affordable parts and the other one premium components, to see how much performance the extra money actually buys. The season culminates in the head-to-head showdown, giving viewers a chance to see whether expensive upgrades really deliver better results. According to Donut Media, High Low has generated more than 200 million views, making it one of the brand's most successful series. The company says that its YouTube channel has surpassed 3 billion total views and reaches millions of automotive enthusiasts around the world. For Tubi, the partnership brings a proven creator brand to a platform that already reaches more than 100 million monthly active users. Donut executives called the partnership an opportunity to introduce High Low to a broader audience while keeping it free for longtime fans. Part of a much bigger strategy, the Donut Media partnership is just one piece of Tubi's broader creator content push. Tubi recently announced a deal with SiriusXM that will bring popular video podcasts to the platform. The lineup includes shows such as Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, Ryan Mango, School of Greatness, and What Now with Trevor Noah. Giving viewers more podcast content to watch on their TVs instead of simply listening onto audio platforms. Tubi has also expanded creator partnerships through a deal with comedian producer Kevin on Stage. We talked about this on the show. The agreement adds new seasons of Safe Space along with original scripted content, feature films, and stand-up program. The company says its creator program now includes more than 20,000 episodes, over 300 creators. I mentioned Mr. Beast is on Tubi as well. Taken together, these moves show how Tubi is positioning itself differently from many other free streaming services. Rather than relying solely on licensed movies, reruns, and free advertised streaming television channels, the platform is investing in creators who already have passionate fan communities. At the same time, Tubi continues to expand its traditional free advertised streaming television offerings after recently adding 5 new channels, including Jubilee, Law and Crime, Mythical 24/7, Love Island, and Paternity. These additions give viewers even more always-on content without requiring a subscription, reinforcing Tubi's position as one of the largest free streaming services available in the United States. The service still offers thousands of free movies and TV shows. It's also becoming a destination for content that originates outside of traditional Hollywood. From video, podcasts, and career-led series to exclusive releases from major YouTube brands like Donut Media, Tubi is building a library that viewers won't necessarily be able to find on competing free advertising streaming television platforms. In a crowded streaming landscape, Tubi is standing out by betting on creators and the artists they built, playing a major role in the future of free streaming. So, what do I think about this? I'm not surprised by this at all. Like I told y'all, there was studios from Tubi where your movie or TV show could be a Tubi original. That's why you guys always see That's why you always see that before every show. And then, of course, we're talking about the Blavity Creator Collective, Blavity Creator Collective, where your content could be seen by 250 million monthly active users. Now, I applied for it. I had heard none back from Blavity. Not one thing. Okay, I even did a whole live stream, tell you how you can enter. I haven't heard nothing. And then, of course, NBC Universal launches with the Accelerator. By the way, you have 1 week, 7 whole days, in the words of Tony Braxton, to submit your television concept or pitch for your chance to be one of 5 to get a $20,000 development deal from NBC Universal, where your show can be built up by them, and it could be a possible green light consideration to air on Peacock. On Bravo or NBC. You got 7 days until June 14th. That's Sunday. Now, the deadline for that is Sunday, June 14th, like I said, but it will be at 2:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 11:59 p.m. Pacific Time. You got until that time. All right, so you can do it all the way up to probably, it won't take you too long, but the earlier, the better. Okay, now let's get to the video podcast that Tubi is doing here. From CoreCuttersNews.com as well. SiriusXM video podcasts are coming to Tubi. Tubi and SiriusXM announced a partnership today that will bring a selection of video podcasts from SiriusXM's podcast network to the free streaming service with the non-exclusive distribution and monetization deal. The podcast will become available to Tubi's 100 million monthly active users, giving creators, another platform to expand their audiences, give fans a new way to watch. The agreement also gives new advertising options to brands hoping to reach engage. Excuse me, y'all. The agreement also gives new advertising options to brands hoping to reach engaged audiences. Advertising sales for video podcasts on platform will be shared between Tubi and SiriusXM Media, the company's advertising division. Right here, the slate of SiriusXM podcasts coming to Tubi includes Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, Ryan Mango, The School of Greatness, What Now with Trevor Noah, Moral of the Story, and the Deep 3 podcast, with more to be added soon. In podcasting, audio has long thrived in broad distribution across platforms, helping shows grow and connect with new audiences wherever people chose to listen. Say Andrew Moss, Senior Vice President of Content Strategy and Development at SiriusXM. We're applying that same philosophy to video, expanding our careers' reach across phones, computers, and connect TV so their shows can be discovered by more fans in more places. Bringing our content to Tubi is another step in helping creators grow their audiences and businesses as video podcasting continues to expand. Tubi is the platform built to help creators grow their fan bases and revenue, and this partnership with SiriusXM is a natural extension of that, said Rich Bloom, General Manager, Creator Programs, and Executive Vice President of Business Development at Tubi. By bringing some of the most compelling voices and podcasts to Tubi, we're giving creators a powerful new avenue to expand their reach and connect with viewers who are hungry for these stories. We're committed to being the platform where creators scale, and we're just getting started. So, it's interesting because you guys remember when Netflix went over to SiriusXM, right? And tried to get SiriusXM, podcasts to come over. But they ended up with iHeartMedia Podcast. Now, I want to go back to something that's very, very important here for this. Right here. With the non-exclusive distribution and monetization deal. Which means that you can have your podcast on Tubi and also be everywhere else. So those video podcasts are actually going to grow a whole lot more than the iHeartMedia podcasts that are just on Netflix. So like, you know how the Breakfast Club is broadcasting live every day on Netflix? I promise you nobody's watching. I promise you nobody's watching. Now, I'm being facetious in that. Obviously, there are people watching, but it's not going to be a big audience, y'all. For real. Because when they went over to Netflix, they can't really promote anywhere else. But at least with this, it's not exclusive, which means Conan O'Brien can promote his podcast here, there, and everywhere. While Charlamagne, DJ Envy, Jess Hilarious, and Lauren Rosa, they're locked up at Netflix, right? So I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. I know Charlamagne's gonna be like, well, we were on Tubi too. Yeah, you were on Tubi. You also were on BET as well. You also were on Revolt TV. So you being on Netflix is now a move. That makes the Breakfast Club and iHeartMedia donkey of the day. You repackaging a move you already done. What the hell? Speaking of iHeartMedia, don't you just love how one thing after another just falls into place? Speaking of iHeartMedia, we talked about this too, also from CoreCuttersNews.com. Now, I did a whole tour talking about the potential merger of SiriusXM and iHeartMedia. Well, let's look at this because there's an update on it. SiriusXM and iHeartMedia merger discussions stall amid a rapidly changing radio world. Okay, here we go. The anticipated combination of two major players in the audio entertainment sector has encountered significant obstacles, leaving both companies to navigate an increasingly competitive landscape on their own for the foreseeable future. SiriusXM and iHeartMedia entities that have long dominated traditional radio and satellite broadcasting entered preliminary talks earlier this year, aimed at forming a unified powerhouse capable of better withstanding the rising of streaming services. Those negotiations have now stalled as the parties failed to align on key terms, according to New York Times reporter Lauren Hirsch. The potential merger was first reported as in the works back in April, and would have merged SiriusXM's satellite radio network, known for its subscription-based model and exclusive talent agreements, with iHeartMedia's vast portfolio of terrestrial radio stations and expansive digital offerings. Together, the companies could have controlled a substantial share of the U.S. audio market, streamlining. I'm thinking of LimeWire. Y'all remember LimeWire, the one platform that gave your computer a virus and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. By the way, I think the owner of LimeWire also bought the rights to the Fire Festival. Why would you buy a failure? Moving on. But streamlining operations across content production, advertising, sales, and audience engagement, industry insiders have speculated that such a deal might accelerate innovation in podcasting, digital video, and personalized audio experiences while addressing overlapping challenges like declining linear radio listenership and escalating competition from platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, Napster, and others. Both organizations have invested heavily. And Tidal as well. Not forget about Tidal. Both organizations have invested heavily into podcasts to evolve beyond their traditional roots. iHeartMedia has built a robust lineup that includes popular shows that generate significant revenue, with the segment contributing $147 million in the first quarter alone. You heard me correctly, $147 million. The company continues to expand on its on-demand audio footprint through original programming and live events. SiriusXM, meanwhile, maintains strong relationships with high-profile podcast creators and recently extended a major contract with one of its flagship personalities for an additional 3 years. That would be the one and only Howard Stern. These moves reflect a broader industry shift toward hybrid models that blend live broadcast on-demand content to retain listeners who increasingly favor flexibility and curation. The audio sector faces mounting disruption from digital giants that offer vast libraries, algorithmic recommendations, and ad support free tiers. We talked about SiriusXM's free service where you could actually listen to SiriusXM for free with ads in your car. You can't listen to it on your phone as of yet, or your laptop, or your desktop, or your connected TV, or your tablet. But hopefully SiriusXM will expand to those very soon. And they should. And you should be able to get the SiriusXM Access app eventually. But also what I mean by that is you can also listen to it on your phone. You just type it in and just play it from your phone, right? There was a thing called Next Radio back in the day that was like an FM app service. I remember it because they were giving away $10,000. This is when I went to the NAB radio show when it was in Nashville, Tennessee. That year while I was in college, and one of the commercials was Next Radio's giving away $10,000. Next Radio, live and local wherever you go. I played that on Black Squirrel Radio. It was cool. It was my first contest I got to promote the fact that you can win $10,000. That's the highest amount of money I was ever able to promote to give away, and I hope to be able to do more things like that in the future. But moving on, traditional broadcasters have struggled to maintain relevance as younger audiences migrate to mobile-first platforms. The combined entity might have achieved economies of scale in content acquisition, technology infrastructure, and marketing, potentially reducing costs and enhancing bargaining power with advertisers and creators. About the merger, each company must independently refine its standalone strategy, balancing legacy radio assets with aggressive digital expansion. SiriusXM has long differentiated itself through satellite delivery, providing uninterrupted service in vehicles or remote areas where internet connectivity remains inconsistent. Its premium subscriptions appeal to audiences seeking commercial-free music, sports, news, and comedy. iHeartMedia, with hundreds of stations around the country, leverages local programming, national syndication to drive advertising revenue while growing its streaming app and podcast network. Regulatory considerations, including ownership limits on radio licenses, may have also complicated discussions, as any deal will likely require divestitures with structural adjustments to satisfy antitrust scrutiny. In the absence of a deal, the focus turns to organic growth and tactical partnerships. SiriusXM may continue emphasizing exclusive content and in-car entertainment integrations with all makers in an area where satellite radio maintains an edge. iHeartMedia could double down on strength in live events and localized advertising in areas that digital-only competitors find harder to replicate. Maybe like the iHeart Entertainment Awards, maybe the iHeart Content Creator Awards. You already do the iHeart Radio Podcast Awards. I'm just saying. But do what y'all want to do. You guys are the smart company. The broader audio industry. You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice is there. You know why you're here. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. How many times have I told y'all that iHeart should expand their live event, right? Just saying. The broader audio industry is expected to see further consolidation or alliances as participants seek scale and may rise production costs and audience fragmentation. While the talks have paused, keyword pause, they're not ended, but they just paused, the underlying pressures drive them. Intense competition, shifting consumer habits, and the need for technological adaptation persists. Observers will closely monitor how each company positions itself in the coming quarters, potential implications for content creators, advertisers, and millions of daily listeners who rely on these platforms for information and entertainment. The coming months will test whether independent strategies can deliver the innovation and efficiency that a unified approach might have achieved more readily. The audio entertainment space continues to evolve at a brisk pace. The only thing I can think of that is please move out glacial pace. Please move out glacial pace. You know how much that thrills me from the Devil Wears Prada. And the outcome of these stalled negotiations serve as a reminder that even promising alignments can falter when details prove difficult to resolve. Stakeholders across the industry will be watching to see what strategic pivots emerge next. What do I think about this destination? I'm not surprised that talks are paused. I think the licensing, and also too, is iHeartRadio want to give up all these radio stations across the country because that's their infrastructure, right? And then SiriusXM, they have exclusive deals with personalities and podcasters and everything else. So they have, so this is the thing. SiriusXM curates content, iHeartMedia broadcast content, right? So do you want to give up part of your infrastructure just to be a combined entity? I think that's the question, right? So we shall see. Now, something that is very interesting that I want to bring up to you all is something that both companies did. Okay. They both partnered with the same social media platform. Okay. Just want y'all to know this. So, in case you did not know, SiriusXM had TikTok Radio. Now, of course, it's no longer around, unfortunately. But this right here, TikTok gets a 24-hour SiriusXM channel. Pandora launches TikToker hosted playlist, right? So right here, this summer or that summer, SiriusXM will launch TikTok Radio, a full-time music channel featuring the trending sounds that are redefined pop culture from TikTok. The company's channel will be presented by TikTok creators, tastemakers, and DJs. iHeartMedia, TikTok Radio from iHeart. iHeartMedia and TikTok announced the launch of TikTok Radio and the inaugural lineup of creator hosts for the TikTok Podcast Network. Okay. Oh my God. Introducing TikTok Radio from iHeart. TikTok is the go-to platform where culture, entertainment, music collide, and iHeart will extend that experience beyond the For You feed with TikTok Radio. The new station will blend TikTok's discovery engine and cultural impact with iHeart's programming expertise and trusted personalities to give fans a new way to listen to their favorite artists' full tracks while diving deeper into the stories, trends, and moments that turn them into a cultural phenomenon, right? So, of course, you have the audio programming that blends today's hottest music with real-time conversation, guiding listeners through what's breaking now, from rising careers to new hits to throwback rediscoveries, podcast spotlights, and trending topics. TikTok Radio will feature the following segments: Behind the Charts, a countdown of the 10 biggest songs of the week on TikTok, looking at the story and the artists behind the music. Hacks on the 20s, trending life hacks for every area of your life, heard every hour on the 20s. Good damn, it's been a minute since we heard, at the bottom of the hour, at the top of the hour. I think that's still a thing in radio, but on the 20s, on the 10s, on the 30s, that's okay. I see y'all still doing radio. That makes me happy. Hot takes, lighthearted hot takes about everyday topics and lifestyle and culture. New Music Fridays, a highlight of the week's new releases airing throughout the day on Fridays. And On the Verge, featured music from artists on the verge of breaking onto the charts. So, SiriusXM and iHeart both have done TikTok Radio. So it goes to show you that if you understand the moves that are happening around you, you'll understand what you're seeing in front of you. So, yes, indeed. There. All right, y'all. Let's talk about some Airbnb, everybody. Yes, indeed. From tubefilter.com. Sorry. Here we go. Ooh, try to make an X. That's about. I'll look at that on my own time. Airbnb CEO says creators are its next big thing, and that creators need it because the economics are starting to go down on YouTube and TikTok. Let's get into some things. Airbnb wants in on the creator craze. The company is most recognized for offering hotel alternatives, but back in 2016, it pushed further into overall travel plan with an expansion it calls Trips. As a part of Trips, it introduced experiences. A selection of activities curated, often hosted by locals. In the decade since that launch, experiences have also expanded, much like Airbnb bread and butter, where the idea was that locals will rent out all or part of their homes to tourists for a cozier vibe. Experiences is now more of an entry. While thousands of independent locals are still offering outings to tourists, Airbnb has increasingly tapped celebrities like Conan O'Brien and Sabrina Carpenter to host splashy events. Now, there was a thing from Amazon where you can do experiences, and one of the things was, I did this during the kids' when I went to Kent State we actually got to tour Italy virtually. So it was a person in it. I think it was either Italy or Rome, but either way, they were overseas. And we clicked on a link, and we got to see Rome in real time. So they were walking, and we could ask questions and everything. It was really cool. Really, really, really cool. Now, the company CEO says they tend to bring creators into experiences, too. Airbnb has been experimenting with creator-led experiences and plans to add them to the platform after tests showed strong conversion, Focus Wire reports. CEO Brian Chesky apparently described creator experiences as a huge opportunity, especially as travel becomes more personalized and driven by communities. He praised creators for their smart marketing, their ability to create great listings, and their pool of established audiences. The other thing we've seen with creators is they get a lot of local demand. He added most experiences get travelers, but if you are a fan of something, you're going to book in your own city. So creators are also a gateway to local demand for experiences. He also knows that Airbnb sees itself as a way for creators to ramp up their earnings, claiming rather that the hosting is waning down a bit. The economics are starting to go down across platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, there's a maximum. You can only post so much before it feels commercial and solicitous. So there's got to be other ways to make money. He said, we're not sure where the assertion about economics going down is coming from, but we do agree that creators should always be keen to diversify their revenue streams. They always say, if you want to be rich, have separate streams of income, because it all comes back together in a pot. Chesky claimed interest from creators have been really hot, especially from creators who want to foster more in real life fan connections. The other thing we've heard from creators is even more is that they want to meet people following them. He said that being a creator, sometimes you want to know who's liking your content, who's commenting. A lot of these people want to step inside your world. Airbnb hasn't released any data about its test, nor said which creators it's working with, but we know that there's a real appetite for in real life events. But we're not certain Airbnb quite gets our world yet. Yes, we'll see. It plans to add listings for creator experiences in the coming months. Now, as I thought about this destination, first of all, I think it's great, right? Because Airbnb has a network all across the country, all across the country around the world. So I can see how they can leverage creators and, hey, a creator is having an Airbnb. Would you like to stay with that content creator? Don't know if it's going to be that because, the world's crazy and it's got to be like background checks and everything in order for that to happen. But I see where they're going, right? But then I thought about a job posting. And they have. Check this out. Senior Creative Director, Social and Content. Right here. So, the community you will join. The Senior Creative Director, Social and Content report to the Director of Social Creative and Work Pacific Time Hours, right? This leader will oversee multiple Airbnb social work streams while shaping a cohesive, culturally relevant content ecosystem that blends brand storytelling with social-first execution. Airbnb is seeking a visionary creative leader who operates at the intersection of content, culture, and brand. This role is part of our internal multidisciplinary creative team, partnering across marketing, products, communications, and external creators to develop ideas that travel across platforms and live beyond campaigns. This is a hands-on leadership role for someone who's built social native content systems and not just campaigns, but understands how to create work that audiences choose to watch, follow, and share. The difference you'll make. Our ideal candidate has led the development of highly engaging platform native content for global audiences, especially within YouTube and other video-first ecosystems. It understands how to build repeatable formats, series of franchises that grow audiences over time. They bring a strong viewpoint on how brand and content coexist and know how to move fluidly between editorial and entertainment-driven storytelling, brand building and business objectives, reactive cultural moments, and long-term content strategy. This person is deeply fluent in social platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., but more importantly, understands how audiences behave differently across them and how to create those behaviors, not just distribute to them. They will partner closely with brand marketing and insights teams to translate strategy into work that's both creatively ambitious and culturally resonant, with a track record of ideas that drive conversation sharing and earned attention. A typical day, lead creative across multiple social and content work streams, ensuring output is distinctive, culturally relevant, and aligned with Airbnb's brand vision. Develop and guide content formats, series, and repeatable franchises, not just one-off campaigns. Be hands-on and concepting and storytelling while also setting a clear creative vision for teams and partners. Collaborate with internal teams, external creators, and production partners to bring ideas to life at scale. Build strong partnerships across brand, marketing, communications, and product to ensure cohesion across all touch points. Partner with creative operations and production to scale out, especially without compromising quality. Mentor and grow a team of multidisciplinary creatives, fostering a culture of curiosity, craft, experimentation. And then, of course, right here, your expertise, 12 plus years of creative leadership across social content and brand storytelling, proven success developing YouTube first or video-led content, including series, channels, or recurring formats that have built and retained audiences. Experience operating in environments where editorial, entertainment, brand, etc. Strong understanding of platform mechanics, especially video platforms like YouTube and TikTok, how content succeeds within them. Experience collaborating with creators, influencers, and talent, not just directed campaigns, but co-created content. Ability to translate insights, data, and strategy into compelling creative work that people actively engage with. Experience leading both internal teams and external partners, agencies, production companies, and creators. Strong storytelling instincts with a high bar for craft across video, design, narrative, excellent leadership, communication, organizational skills, and a deep curiosity about culture, media, and how audiences engage with content today. So when you think about this job, going back to this article, saying that they are ready to work with creators, it makes sense. 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay? So I see where they're going with this. And so whoever gets hired, they need to utilize this article and the words from CEO as their roadmap to everything. Now, remember I said to you that, yes, Airbnb wants to work with content creators, but what if I told you that they've been in the process of getting ready to do it? Here it is from Variety.com. Airbnb will let you book celebrity-hosted experiences with Megan Thee Stallion, Sabrina Carpenter, 17, Patrick Mahomes, and more. So Megan Thee Stallion did a anime experience. Okay, it's over now. Can't do it anymore, right? But anyway, let's continue on. Airbnb, as a part of promoting its revamped and expanded vacation bookings, has teamed up with several celebrities to offer once-in-a-lifetime meet and greets, but only a few lucky fans may be able to actually secure them. The travel site introduced Airbnb Originals, which the company touts as extraordinary experiences hosted by the world's most interested people. Initial celebrities in the mix are Megan Thee Stallion, Los Angeles, with whom you can transform into your anime alter ego in her Otanu Hottie Quest, where you actually got to eat ramen noodles and, eat food of the culture, not to mention you got to drink chicas to versus tequila, and Megan Thee Stallion actually showed up. Right, so that was cool. Kansas City Chiefs star Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City, with whom you can learn to throw the perfect spiral and enjoy Kansas City barbecue on Sunday. K-pop group 17 Soul, who celebrated their 10-year anniversary, will have created a space that will allow us to soak in the decade of memories we share together, every song, every stage, every moment. Those 3 experiences are free, but there is limited availability. An Airbnb rep said the celebrity-hosted experiences are available on a first-come, first-served basis. If you sign up, Airbnb is paying a fee to the celebrities as a part of the promotion. Upcoming experiences will include one from Sabrina Carpenter, who will host a day of glam dancing and espresso in LA. From Girl Meets World on Disney Channel to where she is now, Sabrina Carpenter, hats off to you, my sister. Another from Colombian singer Carol G, who writes, "Come visit me in my hometown where I'll show you one of my favorite places in the world." I love a good cosplay moment. Megan says in her description of her Airbnb experience, "My passion for anime has always been front and center, even in my music. It's more than entertainment. It's a way to express different sides of myself, shape-shifting into whoever I want to be. And I want that for you too. But to activate your inner otaku, you got to earn and complete my otaku high quest to unlock a whole new persona." Hosts of Airbnb Originals are able to set their own prices for such curated experiences. Others being co-designed with celebrity hosts including Keke Palmer, Jamie Rosati, Glenn Dole, Abby Wambach, Dave Matambe, and Chance the Rapper. In addition, Airbnb users can learn pastry making at the renowned French Bastards Bakery with Chef Raphael Ebas, and play beach volleyball with Olympian Carol Solberg on Rio de Janeiro's Slip On Beach. Yeah, the celebrity bookings are now part of the expanded Airbnb's experiences selection, which now includes tours, outings, and events hosted by locals who know their city best. The company is launching experiences in 650 cities around the world. Those include landmark museum and cultural experiences, food tours, cooking classes, and dining experiences, outdoors, water sports, and wildlife experiences, shopping experiences, workout, wellness, and beauty experiences. Airbnb experiences are vetted for quality with a focus on expertise, reputation, and authenticity. According to the company, hosts are assessed across areas like experience, their connection to the city, and gets feedback on an ongoing basis. In addition, the company is introducing Airbnb services to let you book personal trainers, by appointments, and more. Initially available in 10 categories across 260 cities. The first categories are chef, photography, massage, and spa treatments, personal training, hair, makeup, nails, prepared meals, and catering. As with the experiences, the company says Airbnb services are vetted for quality through evaluation of expertise and reputation. Service hosts have an average of 10 years of experience and have completed Airbnb's identity verification process and are required to submit relevant licenses and certifications. Airbnb has also redesigned its app, which has been rebuilt from the ground up so you can easily book everything in one place. After you book a location, the app suggests services and experiences will think you love based on where you're staying and who you're with. According to Airbnb, when you arrive at your destination, the app welcomes you with a detailed itinerary, including check-in details and a day-to-day view of everything you booked on Airbnb. The redesigned Airbnb app includes an Explore tab, a new homepage to discover locations, experiences, and services, a Trips tab for the schedule of your trip, details about your home, and the services and experiences you booked, a revamped messaging platform with photo and video sharing and integrated payments for customizing services, and a redesigned profile page that lets you share where you traveled on Airbnb and see the people you met along the way. Since launching in 2008, Airbnb has surpassed 2 billion guest arrivals, the company says. So, I mean, listen, at this point, you might need to make Airbnb studios. I mean, you got, experiences with celebrities, experiences with, local experts. You got services. Not to mention, too, now you can order groceries from Instacart and they can deliver it to your Airbnb. Airbnb is expanding. Okay, and that job is not by accident. You connect that to Filter article along with this article from Variety.com. You see the path where they're going, all right? So, with that being said, we got one more destination, y'all. Once again, Chris Walker is here. You're here, sir. If the laser beam was on the globe, fate of the world on the line, Equadala situation, in the words of Max Muhammad Ali Kellerman, okay, because I'm going to put some respect on his name, we would trade you and keep Kristen Walker to save the world, sir. I don't think you understand how hated you are. Moving on. 47 storms out of the Meet the Press interview. Either you're crooked or you're stupid. Well, it takes somebody crooked or stupid to know somebody crooked or stupid, but you're the convicted felon, not Kristen. Let's move on. President 47 stormed out of his interview with Meet the Press after getting into a verbal sparring match with Kristen Welker over claims of election fraud. Tensions began rising with Welker pressed 47 on if in the face of bipartisan resistance or resistance, he planned to push forward with his $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund meant to protect individuals who claim to be persecuted by the federal government. Dude, let me tell you something. You gotta get a $1.8 million fund to protect individuals persecuted by the government. Do you know that most of the persecution has been words, sir? Words. So you're gonna get a $1.8 billion fund because you can't take somebody else having an opinion about you or anybody else that supports you? But yet you almost got deleted off the earth 4 times. Okay. All right. Moving on. Let's just, oh my God, let's continue on, Sean. Including those who raided the Capitol on January 6th. 47 claimed the people who were involved in the attack lost everything on that day. They had FBI agents ushering them into the building. Walker repeatedly pushed back on the latter, saying 47 had no evidence of that. And he does not. I don't know what's going to happen with the weaponization fund 47 state. I love the idea because people like you, the fake dirty press, the crooked press, people like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but the people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful resolute desk in the Oval Office. How sway? How sway? How sway? You say, oh, sorry, y'all. I don't know what that was. Sorry, y'all. So sorry for that. My bad, y'all. Don't know what that was. Like I said, you say he's not smart in one breath, but in the same breath, surrounded by his beautiful resolute desk. So his desk was beautiful, but he wasn't. What the hell? What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people, they sent people to jail who didn't. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. There was an officer deleted off of the face of the earth, sir. Okay? Give me a moment. There we go. There was an officer deleted off the face of the earth. There were people in Nancy Pelosi's office disrespecting it. Not to mention, too, people had to lock themselves inside the chambers because they were afraid they were going to be deleted. Your vice president was in there counting the votes, sir. There was a crime committed. So basically, 47 said these people have the right to destroy the Capitol. Essentially, let's continue. Just to be clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, Walker replied. 47 argued there was tremendous evidence before saying that the election was rigged. After back and forth, Walker claimed no evidence. 47 doubles down. President lashed out at Walker and the press. They are crooked just like you are crooked. Your press is crooked, 47 declared, and Meet the Press is crooked. Meet the Press is probably, I think, the longest running program on television, if I'm not mistaken. And Tim Russert, the legend that he is, God bless his soul, who passed away, and Luke Russert, his son, is doing great work. To be fair, I'm not crooked, Walker said. Well, you play right into their hands, then 47 replied. Either you're crooked or you're stupid. Venture 47 had enough to go Walker before walking off. You're a one-sided crooked network. Sorry, let's call it quits because I had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time. What the hell? You say she this, that, and third, everything but a child of God. And she said, and then he says, thank you, darling. Have a good time. What the heck? The interview took place in Wisconsin on Friday. It aired on Meet the Press Sunday morning. So now we're going to watch this exchange right here, y'all. So if I pause it, it's just to make sure that we don't get, copyrighted and stuff. Here we go.
This $1.8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund, it was going to compensate people who say the federal government weaponized the legal system against them. It's been blocked by the courts, met with opposition from Republicans
and Democrats
in Congress and Democrats.
Excuse me, mostly Democrats.
Sir, the facts are the facts. Your own party has blocked this. The courts have blocked this, sir. And you see how Kristen is speaking. Very calm, very calm, very in tune, and very respectful. Same way Norah O'Donnell was when she interviewed the president after he almost got the off the face of the earth for the fourth time after the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Let's continue.
Some Democrats and some Republicans.
Some. Very few Republicans.
Just to be very clear, are you backing off the fund completely, as your acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has said, or are you looking for another avenue to revive
So
the
let me
fund?
explain what the fund is. People have been hurt so badly by radical left lunatics that worked for the Biden administration and Sleepy Joe. They're vicious, they're violent, what they did to people. And of course, they went after me more than anybody else. They raided Mar-a-Lago and all the other things. But
sir, they had permission to raid Mar-a-Lago. They had reason to go. They didn't just target you because they had nothing else to do. They found classified documents in a bathroom at Mar-a-Lago, sir. You are revising history. Good damn.
People have been badly hurt. They've committed suicide. They've lost their jobs. They've lost their families. They've lost their wives. They've lost everything. They've lost everything over a fake weaponization of government. Now,
So
let
are
me
you
just tell
looking
you.
for a way to revive it?
Well, look, if it was up to me, I'd pay them the kind of money that they deserve. People have been destroyed.
You would pay them the kind of money that they deserve. Motherfucker, we seen your tax returns. Bruh, you ain't got like that. You have more bankruptcies than profits, sir. My God. Let's continue.
Lives have been destroyed. Many suicides. Think of it. People have committed suicide because a bunch of thugs went after them. So, me personally, I think the weaponization fund is a great idea. And so do many other Republicans. You have to get it approved. If they get it approved, that's great. If they don't get it approved, I'd be disappointed.
All right, we're going to motor through this.
But you have to say, people have been destroyed by crooked politicians, and they should be reimbursed for that.
Do you think anyone who attacked police officers on January 6th should get taxpayer money?
I wouldn't be inclined to say so, but I have to see it. I can tell you this.
I would not be inclined to say so, but I would have to see it. Motherfucker, there's been so many. You know, I'm going to play this clip. Give me one moment. Because I can't do it. Give me a moment. Because it's like you're not getting it. You're simply not getting it at all. I'll let y'all hear it. Go ahead.
Indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper.
But yet you say the people who attacked, people doesn't deserve any money. I wouldn't say so, but I would have to see it. But you gotta pay $89.3 million for the graping of E. Jean Carroll. And you sued ABC News for George Stephanopoulos asking, why are you supporting somebody that was convicted of that? The judge said, a U.S. federal court judge, I think the one that was on the case, said that the allegations were substantially true. Sir, but let this be Barack Obama, let this be anybody else that ain't president, their life will be over. But this dumb fuck gets to keep living. Socially, of course. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. Let's keep going.
97% of those people, you look at them, the FBI or whoever it was, because you had a lot of crooked cops, you had dirty cops. Comey was a dirty cop.
Well,
a guy like Bolton was a dirty cop.
There's no evidence.
Wait a minute. Oh, you think Comey was a straight cop?
People who pleaded guilty to assaulting police
Comey
officers.
was a dirty cop.
No,
they had FBI.
Listen
to me. They had FBI agents ushering them into the building. They had FBI go into the building. Those people walking around, they're looking always in the sun. They weren't in. They were being ushered into the building.
There's no evidence.
You had a bunch of dirty cops, and frankly, what they did was weaponization of our government.
But sir, there's no evidence of that. More than 1,000 people.
No, there's none. You know what to do? Try looking at the tapes one time.
Would you take it off the table?
Look at the tapes one time.
But 172 people did plead guilty to assaulting police officers.
You know why they pled
Should
guilty?
they be exempt?
Because they told they were going to
receiving
jail
funds?
for 15 years if they didn't.
Should
They pled guilty because they were frightened. They went down.
They pled guilty because there was evidence of them doing it. Sir! But yet he is going to have a UFC fight at the White House at 81 years old when he making fun of Joe Biden being 81. How much sense does that make? He got a condition where blood can't get to his heart. His leg can be amputated at any damn time. Are you kidding me? And then a judge is blocking the ballroom from being built. Moving on.
Down, they were ushered into a building. Many of them were arrested without even going
You'd
into
be
the
okay
building.
with them receiving taxpayer dollars?
In my early days as an advertiser, running commercials on TV was guesswork. I knew TV was powerful, but it was
The people were destroyed by dirty cops and by weaponization. Many of those people should be compensated. Now, with that being said, as I understand it, the weaponization fund was going to set up a group of people, people that could be picked by anybody, fair people, smart people, and they will go on an individual case basis. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the weaponization fund. I love the idea because people like you, the fake, dirty press, the crooked press, people like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful.
So, Joe Biden wasn't smart, but yet he was vice president for 2 terms and then got elected president. Okay. All right.
People like you, the fake, dirty press, the crooked press, people like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office. What they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing
All
wrong.
right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying. But let
There's
me
a
ask
lot
you
of
about
evidence.
Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about
Listen
Todd
to me.
Blanche.
Listen to me.
Let's talk
There's
about Todd
tremendous evidence. There's nothing
It's
but
not been
evidence. The
presented in
election
a
was
court of
rigged.
law.
It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's
President,
happening again right now
You've
in
never
California.
presented evidence
It's
that
happening
the
right
2020
now in
election
California.
was rigged.
Right now, look at what's
Where's
happening
the
in
evidence
California.
to that?
It's
The
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in California.
California, no, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you, it's 4 days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it. You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support
All I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not
And I
evidence.
listen. And I listen to people. And let's see what.
CBS. That's the point. MAGA news. Sorry, not talking about y'all. NBC, whatever Kristen's getting paid, give her an extra $10 million bonus. Because really, the president don't understand that different states count the votes differently. So if it's a longer process to count the votes, that doesn't mean it's rigged. They're just trying to get all the votes verified. His own mother said that he was stupid and shouldn't go into politics. When your own mother says that you should not go into politics and that you're stupid, you're done, son. Mary, you should have swallowed your son. Not sorry to say it. What you want me to do? You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice. And damn it, you know why you're here. Let's continue.
What happened?
But sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they
that
count the votes in
Do you
California.
think it's appropriate that they have an election And 5 days later, they're nowhere close to picking a
State
winner.
and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the
crooked.
votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote
They're
in
crooked,
California.
just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Really?
Let's
Well, you
continue.
play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play
continue.
right into their hands with this rap.
Now,
You
see, 47 hasn't had a real husband to clock his ass. Because Kristen Welker's husband, hey, listen. Y'all know what to do. Listen, when you a man, you move smarter. That man, 47 has not been rolled up on before. He hasn't. Because let be anybody else, right? He would not be here. Because they will roll up and disrespectfully handle him. And because he's never been disrespectfully handled as a child or as an adult, he gets to cause chaos, havoc, and destruction. Let's continue.
know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But Mr. President,
you know why I
you've
got
never
that?
presented
Because you have no
evidence.
credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk.
So, okay, hang on. Because he said you just have to look, right? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's look up her information, right? Let's look it up. Right here. Kristen Welker is an American television journalist working for NBC News. She serves as White House correspondent, based in Washington, D.C., and served as the co-anchor Weekend Today, the Saturday edition Today, alongside Peter Alexander from 2020 to 2023. And she took over hosting duties for the longest program in American television history, Meet the Press. Let's look at Meet the Press. It's the longest running program on American television. The debut episode appeared or aired or was showcased on November 6th, 1947, motherfucker. Bruh. Give me a moment. Because I just cannot deal with the bullshit. Bruh, it's been on as old as you are. Meet the Press has been on for 79 years. Give me a moment. Bruh, give me a moment. Just don't. You know what's real funny? You want to know what's real funny? I just want to bring this to your attention. The first episode aired on November 6th, 1947. Okay. Meet the Press is 79 years old. You ready for this? So anyway, are you ready for this? The show is as old as you, motherfucker, and you were born on June 14th, 1946. You was born 1 year before the first episode of Meet the Press. Oh, my God. I just did that research in a couple of seconds while we're live on tour. You are as old as the oldest, longest running television program in the United States of America. let's continue on. But before that, let me get back to Kristen Welker. I just had to get that out. Okay, listen. So right here, just to let you know who she is, right? So her father is an engineer. Her mother's a real estate agent, right? Welker's father is Jewish and her mother's African American. She graduated from the private Germantown Friends School in Philadelphia in 1994, receiving a Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude. Okay, so something you have never earned. With a major in American history from Harvard College in 1998. She interned for the TV program Today in 1997. So from 1997 all the way up to now, she been there at NBC, okay? So she worked at ABC affiliates WLNE TV in Providence, Rhode Island. Like a Massachusetts to Newport, we Rhode Island bound. Shout out to Family Guy. KRCR TV, Redding, Chinco, California. And then joined NBC in 2005 at affiliate WCAU in Philadelphia, where she was a reporter and weekend anchor. Then she joined NBC News in 2010 as a correspondent at the NBC News West Coast headquarters in Burbank, California. She became an NBC White House correspondent in December 2011. Welker regularly represented MSNBC at the daily White House press briefings, as well as reported live for various programs on the channel. She occasionally filled in on NBC Nightly News. And today, on January 10th, 2020, NBC announced that Welker will become the regular co-anchor of Weekend Today alongside Peter Alexander. She debuted a co-anchor on Weekend Today on January 11th, 2020. On October 22nd, 2020, amid the ongoing COVID pandemic emergency, Kristen Welker hosted the final debate in the 2020 presidential election between incumbent Republican 47 and his challenger, former Vice President Joe Biden. In September 2023, Welker succeeded Chuck Todd as anchor of the Sunday morning program Meet the Press and his weekday spinoff, Meet the Press Now on MSNBC News Now. On her debut show as host, she interviewed you. But she has no credibility, but she interviewed you on her first show. You can't make this shit up. The interview was criticized by some who felt Welker did not challenge 47's alleged falsehoods enough that 47 shouldn't have been given a platform to spread his views on the 2020 election and other topics. On November 8th, 2023, she co-moderated the third 2024 GOP primary debate alongside Lester Holt and Hugh Hewitt in Miami, Florida. Vice presidential candidate Vic Ramsey, which that dumb fuck should not be in government here, there, or anywhere. Brainly, I am. Shout out to Dr. Seuss, by the way. Start off by calling her a member of the corrupt media establishment. But yet you're Indian, she's African American. Y'all both minorities. The fuck? Welker grinned and ignored the attack, and Hope moved on. On May 4th, 2025, Welker interviewed 47 for the second time with the press. The interview received some notoriety after 47 expressed doubt when asked if he will uphold the U.S. Constitution as president. That's her. Now back to you being upset that a woman, a black woman, okay, Jewish woman, is whooping your ass in these media streets. Let's continue.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk
your
about
elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But Mr. President,
wait, CBS is crooked, but did David Ellison ask his daddy Larry Ellison for money so that way it could become MAGA television for you? But CBS is crooked? Oh my. I mean, Barry Weiss is just destroying CBS News just for you. Let's continue.
Sided crooked networks. Right. Let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know. I
traveled
traveled.
You sat in the rain, sir. Oh my God! The president cannot deal with rain being on him? What the hell? Like, where are you? Where are you? Are you the white version of Gayle King? You need somebody to hold an umbrella over you? Yes, that happened to Gayle King, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to be facetious. But also, I'm surprised that Nate Burleson and Gayle King are still there. Apparently, they like black people at CBS, allegedly. Moving on. Let's continue.
On and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what? A country can never be great with a dishonest press.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview. I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain. He agreed to sit down with me for another Meet the Press interview.
And this is the thing, right? I know what people may say on the outside looking in, right? Well, all you gotta do is get on a plane to Wisconsin. No. I don't think you understand. He is the White House correspondent for NBC.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. You just need a concept and a way to record it.
She's the White House press correspondent for NBC News, okay? She also, okay, just to let you know what's going on, she also is the host of not just Meet the Press, in addition to her being the White House correspondent for NBC News, right? She is also the host of MSNBC. Hang on. Make sure I get it right here. Yeah, she's also the host of Meet the Press Now. Okay, so she's got a daily show, then she got a Sunday show, and she works for the whole network. Yeah, so to make time for her to be in Wisconsin, she actually means that shit. That she had to move heaven and earth. I'm paraphrasing, but there was a lot of logistics to make that interview happen. So her time is just as important as your time. And she didn't complain about being in the fucking rain. Because that's what a professional does.
Welcome back. The panel is here. Carol Lee, NBC News National Security Managing Editor. Ashley Etienne, former Communications Director for Vice President Harris and Speaker Pelosi.
Yes.
NBC News National Security Managing Editor. Ashley Etienne.
This one right here. Yes. She could be a Miss Lee. Moving on.
Former Communications Director for Vice President Harris and Speaker Pelosi. And Mark Short, former Trump Director of Legislative Affairs. Welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here. Carol, let me start with you.
So if you guys want to see the rest of that, you can, but I had to bring that to y'all because I know good to damn well you ain't doing that when you have said this.
Indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper, indicated that she loved it. Okay, she loved it until commercial break. In fact, I think she said it was sexy, didn't she? It was very sexy to be raped. Didn't she say that?
So, sir, I just want to confirm. It's your testimony that E. Jean Carroll said that she loved being sexually assaulted by you?
Well, based on her interview with Anderson Cooper.
Moving on. Y'all, we did that show in 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 45 seconds there. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Here's your positive news story of the day. Reality TV personality Spencer Pratt's bid for Los Angeles mayor has taken a significant hit After briefly holding second place in the June 2nd primary, Pratt has slipped to third behind incumbent Mayor Karen Bass and City Council member Nita Rahman. Mail-in ballots still being counted nearly a week after Election Day. Decision Desk HQ projected Rahm as the winner of the second runoff spot, meaning she and Bass are expected to face off in November. While many are celebrating the shifting vote count, even some call out celebrities who allegedly backed Pratt's campaign. One person on Threads wrote, Spencer Pratt lost. Somebody checked on Janae Aiko and Big Sean. Speaking on Pratt's promise to move if he lost, another person added, if you over Spencer Pratt, I think you should leave LA to follow your leader. Y'all, this just goes to show, like, let's just stay in our lanes. If you're going to expand, make sure that there's some innate ability. I mean, this right here should be a lawsuit. Los Angeles Pratt, like you're disrespecting the Lakers. The Lakers. By the way, I'm saying the Lakers in that fashion because y'all know the SNL skit. The Bears. I'm gonna turn on my camera now because we did the whole show for over 2 hours. Yes, we have. So that's a good news story because, child, no. Soon as I saw this, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait until what needs to happen is going to happen, and guess what? It has happened, guys. There it is. So, child, that's all I got for y'all. I will see you all a little bit later on this evening for Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all. We are making it do what it do. Child, I saw Millie Chun saying this was shady. I saw reviews and recaps do what she do. Y'all, I'll be back tonight at 6:00. Okay, we're going to get into that. And then, like I said, Tuesday got a special live for y'all. Give me some time for Wednesday. Yeah, we're going to have a good week this week. I mean, not to say we don't have a good week over here all the time, but give me some time with those two because I'm going to have to do some research for both of those lives. All right. One love, much love, all love. I feel love is sitting right back to you. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye. And please move in a peaceful fashion out here. Okay? Just because the world is going crazy doesn't mean you have to add to the craziness. All right. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the band.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
Leggies.
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousness. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, An isle of fire-breathing excitement. A shadowy world of monsters and mystery. New wonders in the wizarding world. And a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
I've been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content. I have been moving on my own accord, covering Black culture. There is more to life. I heard that, friend. Braylon, shout out to Braylon. Make sure y'all go follow Braylon in case y'all haven't. I love your content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn